Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's SOR round 11 here at the French Grand Prix. I am your host, once again, Justin, and this is definitely going to be a race to remember. I hope it's not a race that we're going to forget within the next 3 days, but nonetheless, here we are. So our championship leader is obviously Ruthful and Jesse, and then Yesin, but neither of those guys are here, so Ruthful will once again be able to run away with his championship as much as he can. With his rain at the end, thank you to whoever said that, Alexi. Rain at the end, that's definitely going to spice things up. Now, will it be enough to affect the race? We'll see. It could just be rain at the final 10 laps. Have to find out. But yeah, no. Ideal strategy would definitely be. Why is he smoking? Why is he smoking? Why is everyone smoking? Oh god, is this a new bug? Oh god, everyone's smoking from the back. Anyways, yeah. Strategy would be. Ideal strategy would be mediums to hards. Softs to hards is doable, but you're gonna have to nurse both tires towards the end, and it is a pain, the softs. Trust me, they do die quite easily, so I'd expect people to sandbag their laps, set late lap times on the softs, and then towards the end chuck on the mediums, and then run away with it. But we'll go on board with Hugh because he's first up. Hugh proved himself to be quite quick last week, but unfortunately had a bit of a spin, and I'm sure with that late safety car, he caused a late safety car, so never mind. I'm sure that he would have been in a good position. Did he cause a safety car? No, he didn't. No, he didn't cause a safety car. He would have been in good position considering he was on the hards. So we'll have to see what he can do today. Yeah, we're not going to look back because it's all black at the back. But we're going to go on board a lap here in France. So DRS, just at the start of the straight, the line has been pushed back to there, so only now you're starting your lap. Here, just at the second half of the Astra, they're down to fourth, quickly up at the fifth. He's forced to slow down a bit there on the second. You want to really be throwing the car in. Just before the 50-meter board, down to fourth, use as much of the curb as possible. Stay nice and tight. In France, that's kind of the strategy when it comes to these corners. You want to hug. You want to be as tight as you possibly can. That's the best line. And here, he took it nice and tight as well. He's going to get a bit of a slipstream from Savy. He's actually not going to get out of the way. He's not going to get out of the way. I don't know if he knows that Hugh is on the lap or not. Oh, he's gone straight on. And so just as that curb there on the back starts, as you're turning in point, use as much of the curb as possible. Here, he goes a bit wide. It will cost you a 10th if you don't run over the inside curve. It does actually help quite significantly. Here, stay nice and tight as well. Just after the 50-meter board, downshift. Let the engine do the braking. Don't hit too much on the brakes. And then full throttle into fifth. Once the curb starts on the left, that's your turning in point and also your braking point. Fox in front. You're getting out the way. Going a bit wide there, Hugh. Almost a track invalidation. Just as the curb starts nice and tight. You want to stay nice and tight for this. I know I said it a lot, but really staying tight is the quickest line through here. Up to third to get that extra traction coming out of the corner. And he comes across the lines. It's going to be a 28. It's a 28.4. That is a good lap. You want to be doing early 28s. 28.4 is actually a really good lap. And there's definitely a lot of proof. So a late 27 is definitely possible. As Chweik gets himself up into B2 with a 28.7. And I believe there are some split 2 guys here. The likes of, I believe, Skin Tunny, sorry. Ooh, Fox, who just started his lap, has spun. So RIP his mediums. Then there's Miku, I believe. KPT Poofy. Sorry, Poofy Waffles. I'm really bawling these names, I do apologize. But yeah, those are your runners. Juicy Fungus is not on a lap, but nor is anyone else. They're all on outlaps. Doesn't say whether or not it's outlap or not. We'll have to find out eventually. has pixels on the lap. He invalidated it, so he's no longer on the lap. Let's check out someone like Savi's on the lap. See what he can pull off. I'll go a bit. I'm sorry for the smoke at the back. I don't know what that's caused by. It's not any graphical settings. I didn't change anything since last week, so I don't know. Or the cars just all could be very smoky. And he boxes, so that's kind of useless. On the mediums, he's got quite a significant amount of traffic in front of him. GC Fungus is going to continue straight into the pits. It's actually going to move out the way just before. A bit of a lock up there on the left front tire. Goes into the final chicane now. The RS is open and he comes across the line. It's going to be a good lap on the mediums. It's a 1:30.0. On the mediums, ideally you want to set like an early 29. And even if you do set an early 29, it's only going to be enough to put him into P4. There are a lot of soft runners, so I'd suggest that P4 will go down. But someone who's got the right idea is John, who sets a late 1:29, and you only have one set of mediums, so that's his medium time gone. Also Maple, who's actually set the quickest medium time at 1:29.6. That's a really good lap. I don't know if Ruthful's probably gonna do mediums as well. Mediums is just the superior start tire. Let's be honest. People are in the pits or on out laps. Skin Tawny might be starting a lap. I'm pretty sure Skin Tony. Ooh, nice revs there. Comes across the line. It says a 1:28.0 quickest lap. I mean, to be fair, I would have put him P9, but anyways, AI takes over of his car. Oh no! No, it's just weird. He's still on the lap though. And I presume that's his lap over. Not exactly sure what's going on, technical issues or not. But everyone's in the pit, minus a few. Ruthful out on his mediums already. Laps are not really the most entertaining bit, let's be honest, but he's warming up his tires, trying to get his tires up to temperature. And on the mediums, definitely won't be the quickest of times. Like, it won't be pole, but it will definitely be a quick time. Could be a quick time at least. We'll have to see what he can do. And seems to be a solid turn 1 and 2. Seems to be a really solid turn 1 and 2. Actually, as a matter of fact, he does have quite a bit of traffic in front of him, though. So we'll have to see if that affects him in any way, shape, or form. 21.999. So, I wonder if this is going to be a perhaps pole. I mean, you never know. You never know indeed, but it seems to be, ooh, a bit scruffy there. GC Fungus getting out of the way. What was that? Is that yeah, that's Fox in front. He gets out of the way, luckily. And it seems to be a good lap so far, so good. Ooh, loses the back end there. That's going to cost him a bit of time. Not much time, but it's going to be enough to suggest a little bit of an oopsie there. It's going to cost him a 10th. And across the final few corners now. And seems to be, it's not going to be a 27, might not even be a 28 here as he comes across the line. It's 28.7. So, wait, hold on. I just realized it's a 28. I thought it was a 29. No, 28. That is a really quick lap for the mediums. Puts him in a decent position, already from 4th to 6th in a matter of seconds. But I mean, top 10 on those mediums is going to be a good strategy, considering that the softs do die quite quickly. So if Boothful can capitalize, should be in a good position to be able to run away, or even perhaps catch up to P1, because we definitely know that P1 guys are quick. You're gonna want to make the most out of their softs to try and escape. So we'll go on board with Hugh, who is our provisional pole sitter by quite some margin. 4/10 around here is not easy to find. He actually boxes, so never mind that. Oh, he's actually improved. I didn't notice. My bad. I'm pretty sure Maple just finished his lap as well. Savvy has validated. Pretty sure everyone now is going to come in and check on their fresh set of tires. Everyone's in the pits, minus Fox, who is on a lap, so it gives a bit of entertainment. Seems to be a good lap now. Fox, I've noticed, last season he was, I'm not saying slow, but last season he was a quick driver, and this season I don't know if he hasn't got the grips yet with the new handling model, or if he's just had enough time. But I feel like Fox is that underrated driver that knows that he's quick. He knows himself that he's got what it takes to be up there, but it just doesn't perform to his liking. But perhaps he can change my mind. But he's currently on a 149.0, so. I don't know if that was just like really slow. Ooh, he went a bit way too tight there. It's gonna cost him a lot of time. It's gonna be enough to put him in the top 10, or will it? Puts him P9. So 131 with those tires is not ideal, but it's better than 16th, I guess. That's just the lowest you can go. Right, so move on. Everyone's on their out lap, so it looks like this is going to be the final countdown. I believe Whistl's Whistl's not coming out. I believe it's Savvy the first to go, so we'll go on board with Savvy. And then I believe it's Pixel Skin Tony and Hued, so look on board with those. We'll see exactly what happens, whether or not they can challenge for a pole or not. Savy needs to find 6/10 in order to get pole. And as he starts his lap, going into turn 1. See, is it going to be a clean? That was a really good turn 1 and 2, to be fair. Seems to be a competitive lap so far. He needs to find 6/10. I think ideally he needs to find at least 2/10 in this first sector in order to keep himself motivated. Oh, and he's barely improving, so showing consistency, sure, but he needs to find 6.5/10 to think himself on the front row. But P4 is a pretty solid position. However, he's on the softs. Again, Rithful is dangerously in P6 and is going out on the same mediums. So he's looking to improve with those. Coming up against a bit of traffic here, Panikoi. Or DS. The DS wants to make it to the line, so I don't know if he'll leave him go by. He goes a bit tight and then runs out wide. It cost him a bit. I didn't see a second sector split, unfortunately. But Hude is just about to cross that. Or he has crossed that. DS does luckily get out of the way. And Savy now 6/10 between him and a pole. 2/10 at least to get him on the front row. Will the Racing Point, who was once occupied by Ruthful last season, be able to sneak himself into the front row or even pole position? Comes across the line and he doesn't. He improves, but it's not enough. Going back down the grid, Pixel's coming across the line. We'll see where he goes. He goes P8. And John, who's actually starting his outlap, goes. And then Hude coming across the line. Does he improve? He doesn't improve. He's actually slower. And Choik has come out. He's missed the checkered flag. So he's not going to be able to improve. Maple has spun with 3/10 quicker than his time. Oh no. Ruthful, once again, he's 0.003 of a second quicker than his previous time. It's not going to be enough to put him on pole position, but it's going to be enough to perhaps actually sneak himself into P5. Let's see, does he improve more coming across the final corner now? Seems to be a good lap on the mediums, and he does go P6. He goes P6, not by much, but it's one position closer to the top 5. So I believe that is your grid. Actually, no, Skin Tony's on the lap. I believe Futuristic also made the line. I believe Futuristic is the last person to have made the line. Ooh, Skin Tony drifting through there a bit. And coming across the final corner now. You ideally want to be flying out on 23. He's done that. There will be an improvement to put him into P8. He's improved by a full-on second. So he's going to be happy with that, for sure. And that is definitely your grid. Actually, Choik managed to make the line somehow. It had the commentator glitch. I forgot that exists. And Choik is actually improved, and he's only a 10th behind Huge. So yeah, a lot of people have actually made the line. It's just me who, as the commentator glitch, or time is messed up. Futuristic cross line didn't improve, and Panikoi boxes, and that's your grid. So Huge in first, Choik in second, closely followed. Then Maple third, Savy fifth, Panikoi Savy fourth, Panikoi fifth. Ruthful 6 on those medium tires, so he's going to be in a legendary position to challenge for the win. And then a few people underneath. Didn't get to see quite exactly. Panikoi, or Ruthful P6, Milan P7, Skin Tony P8. John, who is the closest medium runner to Ruthful, who is a second slower than Ruthful. So that's Ruthful's pace around here seems to be quite good. Pixel P10, and then Fox round up best of the rest. GT Fungus, Futuristic, and then DS, Poofy Waffle, KK Hunter with No Time, and Miku, who's been actually disqualified. So there's your grid. Quick grid, and there's rain coming towards the end, so keep that in mind. Will the drivers on the mediums want to try and stretch out as long as they possibly can? We'll have to see. As we go to the grid to start the formation lap, definitely gonna presume everyone. Oh, jeez, we got a few more drivers actually on the back. We got Paul D, who's now there, and we were 16, so someone else joined. Don't know who it is, but we will go into tires. I guarantee you, some people have gone for the hards if it is raining. KK Hunter is actually the only person. Otherwise, everyone else is on the mediums, other than P8, P7, and then top 5. So it just shows how that. Alright, so Hewd leading from Choik. Choik has actually made, I think, his first ever pole, or first ever top 2, his front row start. As the AI now takes over, and I believe the gap is actually being made. I don't know. Mainland just taking the racing line there, or could have Florida, and therefore his AI might have caught up. But everyone's quite close. Not doing my strategy. Yes, I do have a pretty jerky strategy when it comes to formation laps. I like to try and back up so like that the top grid can have colder tires than me. So like that when I arrive at the grid, I'll have the warmest of tires. But hey, that's my secret to league racing, getting good starts. But we don't talk about that here. So I really hope this is not our camera angle. He's on pole. But anyways, we have 5 lights here in the French Grand Prix. We have the awkward moment of silence, and it's lights out, and away we go. Hewd gets a fantastic start. Maple actually gets a fantastic start as well. He's actually challenging the likes of Choik heading into turn 1. Maple is already down the inside of Choik heading into turn 1. They make a bit of contact, and that's Maple's actually spun into turn 1. So that's Maple's dreams of getting a pole. But oh my goodness, there's a Williams as well that is facing the wrong direction. But heading up the grid, we got more side-by-side action with GC Fungus and Miku, the other Mercedes and Ferrari drivers. What is going on? Holy crap, John almost does a semi-spin. Someone's going wide in the back there. Ruthful is promoted up into P4. And we just got chaos here. We got 3 wide heading into the second sector. Ooh, a little bit of bumper cars going down there towards the back. Down the inside goes Fox on John. Gets the move done. So very chaotic start. Feels very bad for Maple, who's in a almighty position. Seemed quite quick, but now he's at the back. Hopefully he can make up for it. As down the inside, he tries to go John through the right-hander. That was more of a dive than anything. But John doesn't seem to be happy that he lost the position there. He's going to go down the inside of Panicoy, and Panicoy loses 3 positions in one corner. He's going to try and mitigate that and not allow, I believe, John, who doesn't have front wing damage, and Panicoy actually has front wing damage, to get in front. So he's going to be held up quite a bit, John, as into the pits goes Ruthful. Why is Ruthful in the pits? Does he have damage? I don't know if Ruthful got damage, but moving on further up the field, I just want to check it's Ruthful getting a front wing change or something? He is getting a front wing change, so he must have been involved in the cluster of cars. He goes for a fresh set of medium tires. Try and make it to the end of where the wet period is. Will he be able to make it there? We'll have to find out. Maple has already made up a few positions himself. He's already up into the points almost. Oh, was Paldi, he's the other guy who joined alongside, I believe, is someone. Miku? Is it? Hold on. Position change. Who's gained the most positions? I think it was Miku. Yeah, it was Miku. Miku and Paldi absolutely sending it, gaining 10 positions in the start of the race. So there's mega stuff from them. We'll go into tires and move up the grid, as there already seems to be quite big of a gap, a 3.3 second gap to the top 3. As yellow flag at the back. Who's this? This is Poofy Waffles. Has had a bit of a spin, I presume. And now Ruthful in the clear air. He's gonna want to try to catch up to the top. As Hewitt has a big boy lockup, and it's still smoking at the back. What would that be under against? Would that be smoking clouds? Hold on. Graphic options. That's it. Where would that be in? Be particles? No. There's nothing in here. Anyways. Oh, it's losing the back end there. Savvy. It's a very odd reaction from me, as Hugh saving ERS like there's no tomorrow. And Choik has half the amount of ERS that Hugh has. He's a 10 slower. And Hugh does not have DRS. He does have ERS though. Something I say a lot is Poofy Waffle in the pits for tires. As Choik is using his overtaking DRS, he wants to get in front. He thinks he has the pace to try and stretch the gap. He goes round the outside of Hugh and doesn't make the move stick just about, but he's applying overtake and he almost loses the back end there. Both losing the back ends, but one cut is better than the other, and Safety is now going to be able to overtake Choik heading into the third sector. So this is good for Hugh. They need these two to fight off while he attempts to run away and try and break the DRS. Well, a lot of the medium runners in the top 10. DS, the hard runner, I know he's actually changed. They Futuristic started on the hards, or I forgot who started on the hards, but someone definitely started on the hards, and has since changed, obviously. It could have been DS. It was DS. DS did start on the hards. I really don't know, but DS is already pitting. It says he's pitting, but he's racing. Oh no, never mind. He's gonna keep going. We'll go back down towards the grid. John seems to be heavy on the back of Fox. Ruthful running up the final corner now, so that's just how much of a gap he's currently got to the leaders. Now I've been told there is rain at the end. Now will the rain fade? Jesus Christ, John! Whoa. The rain, John, the third. Oh my God, John has completely fricked it. He's lost the back end not once, not twice, but 3 times. And unfortunately, 3rd time lucky, more like 3rd time unlucky. Am I right? Anyways, John, I don't know why I called him Jonathan as well. I just called him by full name. That's how word I got. But yeah, he spun. He lost the back end. Unfortunately, that drops him down 3 positions. Now his tires will be absolutely crying for mercy. Going up the grid, we have bit. Oh, we don't have Pixel anymore battling John because John spun. Oh, someone else just spun his skin, Tony. And I don't know why. A lot of people are spinning. That's like the 5th spin we've seen in this race, and it's only lap 4. Ruthful almost in the points already. Milan's not racing. No thing. No, it's an AI car controller. We'll see. Get up to leader. The Ruthful is 30 seconds away, and pit stops I believe are like 25. So come out 5 seconds behind on older tires. And Ruthful can really only hope for a safety car now. Now, will he get a safety car? That's my question. As we'll go on board a bit with who's the closest to the car in front. Savy is actually quite close to the back of Hewd. Going into the final corner before long straight. And he isn't close enough to go for the dive bomb. But he could perhaps be close enough to overtake him within the next few laps, because he is quite close. And he is catching up. As Hewd is actually losing time a bit. And that's Skin Tony again, who's spun at the back. He's spun in the exact same area, I believe. Or just a bit. Yeah, he spun, next corner he spun. But Hewd pits quite early for the hard compound tires. He's going to get the undercut, sure, but towards the end he's going to get bad tires. And if you look on the top right there, those look like rain clouds to me. Those look like actually rain clouds all over the place to me, but especially on the right. Looks like big rain clouds. Will they affect today's race? As much as I don't want it to affect today's race, it looks like it's going to affect today's race. In France, once you see clouds start to appear, that definitely means that rain is near, and you're going to want to box for the intermediates soon. But Miku on the back of John, on the back of Paldi, and on the back of GC Fungus. It's a bit of a train going on here. And John seems to be the closest out of anyone else in this train. Paldi gets a goodish exit. But already cranking it up to overtake mode. And Paldi doesn't fight this too much. Doesn't see a reason to. John getting by quite easily. Sniffs the inside, but doesn't thinks better of it, luckily. Ooh, Miku almost losing the back end again. So I don't know if I did anything with the tire settings, but a lot of people like to spin, or at least shows signs of almost spinning, which is worrisome. You don't like to have that when you're a driver. You want to have the utmost grip as much as possible. And yeah, those are definitely rain clouds. Excuse me, but Savy has actually, or Choik has actually boxed. So he's going to try and replicate what I believe Hewd has done. But Hewd hasn't come out of traffic, so he'll be fine. As side by side goes Paldi and Miku in the final corner. And Paldi losing another position to Miku. And John getting moved down on GC Fungus. Tap tires going into turn 1. Will GC Fungus go for the big dive? No. But Hewd comes out quite comfortably in front of Choik. So he did gain quite a bit of time. So undercut, yeah, is quite good around here. Considering our tire wear is kind of everything around here. Traction zones, a lot of twists and turns. You might think that there are not a lot of twisted turns, considering it's France, but the front sector is quite wary on tire wear. Actually, like it's uphill lefts and uphill rights and whatnot, but you know. This train here is probably the biggest train in the race. So we'll see what happens. 20 laps to go. Only lap 7. I say only, but you know, it's some time to go. He's completely cutting the corner almost as Miku. But I believe Savy does box. And Ruthful has left the session. I'm not sure what that's all about. Trying to see if I have him on. Do I not have Ruthful? I do. Can I invite him, please? Oh my god, it's so slow. Invite lobby. Alright, he's been invited. But Hugh gets in front of Savy quite comfortably. Really comfortably, actually, I should say. So comfortably that Choik has even overcutted him. And now they're the best part of... I don't know, because it doesn't show. It looks to be at least 1.5 seconds. Maybe even 2. But Savy has the freshest tires, so if there is rain towards the end, he's going to be in a better position than everyone else. So, wait, hold up, I just realized the people on softs went to the mediums and not the hards, meaning that rain will be inbound quite shortly, because mediums only will get them to, I'd say, laps 16, 17, something like that, and after that it's hell. So it looks like rain is approaching, and we'll have some interesting strategy calls towards the end. That's definitely where we'll see a lot of things start to happen. Hued is Alexi in chat. Okay, that makes more sense. Saying that the rain is coming. But Choik trying to get in front of the lap traffic. Oh, I believe Baldy is actually going into the... No, he's not going into the bits. I thought he would have been going into the bits, but he's not. But Choik now as a not lapped car, but a car that isn't. He's actually fighting this Izzy Baldy. And Hugh gets in front of 3 cars in front. And now Choik is going to need to battle off his teammate. And now I believe... Oh my god, cut the corner, McGee. Here we go. Savy gets the better run. And now only has Choik in front of him. Meaning that he now only has to set his sights on the red Ferrari that's just in front. But I believe Hugh is the best part, like 3-4 seconds in front now of these two. So losing time, yes, they are. As Hugh looks at the inside of John. Doesn't go for it. Definitely peeks his nose in there. John has yet to make a stop. And Fox seems to be actually quite quick on these mediums. Worthful, I think, has joined back. But down the inside goes Hugh into the fast right-hander. Maybe not the fast Hugh. John completely cuts in front and spins Hugh out. But luckily, he only loses the position to Choik. So he hasn't lost too much. Remember, everyone in front is on different tire strategies. But now Hugh is going to need to change the look of those tires even more, because it's not looking too good. He's gonna have the warmest bunch of tires, but John, I believe, turned into to Hugh a bit, and it's not the first time we've seen John do something like that. China, most noticeably how he did that to I believe it was yes, and I think it was. Now Choik is gonna want to try and run away as he completely cuts that corner. He's gonna get a warning. Ooh, he was wide Hugh there. I believe that's another warning. And Savy's actually all over the back of Hugh, and as he tries to go down the inside, Hugh thinks, or he doesn't think better of it, but he doesn't let him go by. As Choi gets in front of GC Fungus, and Hugh tries to get past GC Fungus as well, giving him the big squeeze there to go wide. And now Savy want to capitalize on this. He doesn't want to be behind anyone. I believe he has the DRS, so I believe the person who doesn't have DRS is Choi, and now he's going to come under pressure of Hugh, who goes down the inside and makes the move done even before the corner comes, gives him the big squeeze. GC Fungus going wide, Savy going around the outside, and that's the move done. So Chaotic passes once again, but the position Hugh is now in is the position that he was just before being killed by John. And the rain clouds are covering the sky now, so rain could be here in a few laps' time. It looks like Hugh is struggling a bit, saying that Choik and Savy are closing up to him. But he did have a spin though, and it does take a few laps for the tires to get back to normal temperature. as the rain clouds start to darken the sky quite significantly. The sun is no longer beaming on the track, meaning that tire wear could be a bit less. As I say that, sun starts to peek out again as John and Miku side by side into turn 1. Oh, John almost spinning again. Excuse me, he's all over the back of Miku. He's going to want to get the move done in the straight because Hugh is catching up to him. But then again, I don't see why he would fight it too much considering they're both on completely different strategies. Okay, Hugh is in the front. I believe he's using... no one's using overtake. Just want to catch up. Yeah, those are definitely rain clouds all the way in front. I know my rain clouds when I see them. And rain could be here in the next 5 minutes. Let's see my prediction, like lap 18 onwards, could be wet. Definitely spice things up. Indeed. As once again at the back here, there's a bit of a train beginning to form from, I believe, Miku leading the train. It's definitely allowing Fox and Pixel to run away a bit. They are 17 seconds clear of anyone else. Fox is. So he'll only come out just behind this pack. He'll probably come out towards where Paulie is. Worthwell made some good progress as well. He is not too far behind. He is on the much older tires though, and he'll want to try and make it to the end of the stint as Hugh gets a bad line. Savvy with an almighty run on these guys. Doesn't use overtake mode, but Choik, we get a nice view of this going down the inside of Hugh, and he might actually be under attack here by Savvy trying to go around his outside, and Hugh actually has wing damage, I've just noticed. Oh, and a bad run there, and Hugh goes back down his inside, a bit of tire rubbing. And that's allowed Choik to escape by nearly a second. And luckily both have DRS. Yeah, rain looks to be imminent. Yes, with the 3-second time penalty. But Choik now behind John and Miku. He'll hope that he gets in front of these two soon so he can try and run away from the likes of Hugh and Savvy, who are now running side by... Oh my god, Hugh, do you want to squeeze him anymore? That's a bit of a big squeeze. That's a Ricardo squeeze kind of there. Went on, and Savvy doesn't seem to be too happy of that. I'm going to try and get in front as soon as possible, but Hugh with his front wing damage isn't helping at all. So I presume Hugh, when he boxes for the wets, will want to change that front wing, because it is going to cost him a lot of time in the wets. Goodness, Hugh, yeah, he's definitely... Well, he's out of the DRS. Hugh on the back of Choik. So now he's going to come under pressure from... he's using his overtake mode. Looks to the inside, goes around the outside, and Savvy gets a 3-second time penalty. Bumps him a bit, and the rain has started to come down. We have rain here in France. Oh my god, he's trying to go around the outside, but he's really not giving him anything. And he has to give in eventually. So Hugh loses the position to Savvy, who's now going to try and run away a bit, but Savvy really doesn't have much ERS to play with, unfortunately. But he does have front wing damage though, and Savvy using his overtake button. Really, you can afford to use your overtake button, considering that that with rain you're gonna save up a bit. As John loses the position to Choik. And really now they're actually battling for position. Hold the phone, because the rain is here. If the top two can deal with tire wear for 3-4 laps until rain is strong enough to get it, that will be the best part of 15 seconds in front of anyone else. So if anything, Fox is looking in for a good position here to win this race. He's quicker than the Pixel in the dry. Now, is he quicker than them in the wet? So we'll have to find out. But this is looking really good for the top two runners, and if anything, all the medium runners, because they just need to stay out. They're going to be on similar time than everyone else, because tire wear isn't really an issue now, considering that everyone is struggling with wet, dry conditions. So yeah, meaning the people who haven't boxed are in a good position. Let's take a look at Skin Tony, who has put on the intermediates. It's definitely not time for intermediate just yet. Probably in a lap or two, yes. But now I think was a bad call to put him on. He's gonna get lapped soon. And yeah, this is the difference between mediums and intermediates. So much so that he's spun. And he's got a 3-second time penalty for it. Troy trying to run away. And Hugh has quite significantly lost time to Savy. 2.6 seconds he's lost in that lap. So he's going to want to change his front wing ASAP. I'll probably say around lap 16, probably people will want to be boxing for the intermediates. That's usually how long it takes on these wet dry conditions. Everyone seems to be quite bunched up. Look further back down the grid. Ooh, losing back in that Panic. Looking further back down the grid. Yeah, if you look on the minimap, everyone's quite bunched up, and then there's one or two drivers as Fox comes into the pits for what I believe will be intermediate tires. It looks like it's actually come down quite heavily now. Just want to check the back. I believe Fox will be going on, but if he goes on the intermediates, that could have been a bad call. I think he might be a little bit too early for intermediates. Actually, no, there's a bit of splash going on there, and that is a usual sign. It's Savy now on the back of Fox, or John, and John concedes the position to Savy. Loses position, but Fox coming out just behind, and we'll have to see whether or not the intermediate tires are quickest tire. Definitely not. As things stand, he's losing time. Now, will he lose time to Pixel when it comes to the pits? I don't know. But I think Fox might have just thrown out the window his chances of winning this race. Not saying it's impossible for him to come back now, but it's definitely going to be harder. As the drag race it is now between Ruthful and the AlphaTauri and the Miku and the Ferrari. As who breaks later? Ruthful dares to break later. Miku concedes the position. And Fox seems he's not really losing so much pace to the back of these guys, but you wouldn't think he'd come out in front of Pixel, and I don't think it was the good call to box for intermediates just yet. I'd probably give it another lap or two, considering the dry runners don't seem to be under too much threat. It's unfortunate for Fox because he was in a really good position, and then here he is losing time. With losing time, he's losing positions, hand over fist, and he's losing rear end. Yeah, he's definitely, I don't think Fox made the right call there to box for the, Hugh not braking there and almost T-boning Fox with his front wing damage. He's definitely going to get a bit more front wing damage there. But he has DRS, and he's completely squeezing him. He's just keeping a straight line, Ruthful, and Hugh is banging wheels with him. I think at the end of this lap they might want to box. It's coming thick and fast, the rain. We'll have to see what Jeff has to say as Miku gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Time penalties are quite harsh around here, so we'll have to see what time penalties say. Apparently Choi seems to be a net leader, I think. Whoa, we have a yellow flag at the back. Miku is actually spun. After getting a 3-second time penalty, he spins and he's at the back of the grid now. So that's his race essentially over. Look further front of the grid here. Panikoi looking to get the move on G's Fungus. G's Fungus trying to fight it but doesn't quite manage. I think intermediate conditions are the quickest tire now. Just trying to see if I can find any spray. I don't see spray. I don't know which one's quicker. I think they're probably similar pace. I won't say one's quicker. Pixel pits. Choi pits. Okay, yeah, it's definitely intermediate condition times now. Hey, Choi gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's not going to be good. Not going to be good at all, really. As Choi rounds up and gets in his pit box now. Question is, will he get held? There's quite a few people coming into the pits now. He gets held by one, but not by a lot. Worthful quickly follows, but there's a lot of people behind that are needing to box. As Fox rounds up the final corner now. Pixel's only coming up now, so that's how much time Fox has lost. Going on the wrong strategy for a little bit. And yeah, people coming out now for the intermediate tires. Yeah, it is definitely the right call to go on intermediates now. It is way too wet. The wet line is starting to appear. Or the wet dry line, I should say. But Hugh, oh gee, Hugh completely argy-barging his way past Pandacoy. DRS hasn't been enabled just yet, and Pandacoy has spun, has hit the wall on his Lust's front wing. That's it's going to be a bit of anger for him. He's going to try to rejoin the track as safely as possible. He does just so, yeah, the track is wet. You can start to see asphalt is being covered now. 10 laps to go. It's like I said that just 10 laps ago, but I did. And yeah, so I'd say probably Pixel is in a good position. He's a net leader on those intermediates, so it looks like Pixel might actually win this race. Unless if Fox can catch up. To see, let's check the gap to leader. It's 8 seconds. 7.9, 7.9 still, 8 again. So yeah, it seems to be quite consistent. As Pandacoy DRS is disabled, so yeah, that is alarm bells in the pit lane as Choi goes around the outside of Baldy. What a move there on those intermediate tires. You won't see that happening quite a lot, but John gets himself a 5-second time penalty, and I presume the rest of the medium runners will hop into the pits now. Oh, speeding in the pit lane maybe? No, probably just about makes it. And people in the pits just about now. I think Maple might actually get held up a bit here, and he does get held up. Comes out just in front of the McLaren. It's definitely time to box now. Oh, double stacking and change of front wing as well, so that's going to put Polly well out of contention now for some decent points. And they're waiting 5 seconds as well, so yeah, RIP Polly. Now Fox needs to make up 9 seconds in order to reclaim his lead. Let's check out penalties real quick. Pixel with just the 1 warning, Fox with a penalty, Choik with a penalty in 5 seconds, and Savvy as well. So looks like the people who started on mediums are in a good position to win this race, perhaps. Now I don't know if it's going to be dry at the end, but I think it's going to stay the same. Pixel's actually losing a bit of time. But, oh, Hude and Pixel, or not Hude, but Hude and GC Fungus going side by side. Bit of a lockup, and Hude completely cuts that corner. And yellow flag, Savvy, who's in a really good position this entire race, has now spun. Oh my goodness, hello? Who's that? Is that Ruthful? I don't know, but Savvy has spun again. And that's going to make his tires kaput. Oh, comes back on track really poorly there. And he's on the racing line. Savvy, get out of there. Is Miku as well. Like, why is everyone exploring the track limits there? You don't want to be going as flat out as you possibly can, or wide. I have no idea who that was, but I think it was Ruthful. Going down the inside of Miku there. Pandacoy rubbing side pods a bit. Fernando Alonso doesn't improve. Oh, he's trying to get the traction, the pedal down, but he loses the back end ever so slightly. Miku trying to go around the outside of Pandacoy. Once again, these guys are still side by side. Inch of space given in between them. They touch tires, and they just about make it through. And Pandacoy gets the move done. Kiki Hunter has spun at the back of the field, unfortunately. So his P15 is going to go down in misery, at least for him. Unfortunately, yeah, his tires are quite hot, especially for intermediates, 90 degrees. You want them to be like 70, 80 consistently. No one's close. Everyone is 2-3 seconds. I believe DS is probably the oh, Miku's actually the closest. He wants to continue his fight with Pandacoy. Just Fungus gets the 3-second time penalty. Miku is losing actually a bit of time to the back of Panakoi, so it looks like that battle has gone to bed. But another battle that I've seen and noticed, well, at least on timesheets, DS is closing up to the back of GC Fungus, so much so that he might get him into this corner, you know. Looks to the inside, dive bombs to the inside. GC Fungus going to react quite quickly there, giving him enough space. As round the outside he tries to go, GC Fungus giving all the space he can. Solid move on the back foot there. DS gets the move done. No DRS assistance for these guys, so it's all racing speed, and it looks like Pixel is going to comfortably win this race. He is extending his advantage to Fox, but Fox with the podium, and Choi with the podium as well. A podium you don't see too often, but Ruthful is closing up. He's going to want to get that podium. And have to see exactly what happens. Now, will Ruthful, who isn't gaining so much on the back of Choi, so Ruthful is consistently within 4.3 seconds. So it seems like it's staying consistent, but will he be able to catch up? Yellow flag at the back was that this Poldy was fun, and he's got it going again. Comes in the pits there, Skintunny. I believe he might retire. He's dead last, he's lapped, and he's spent quite a bit of time, so he's got a few penalties under his belt. Ruthful's made up actually a second, so we might have a last lap battle overtaking for a podium position. Let's take out penalties. So Ruthful has no warnings. That's impressive. Choik has 8 seconds worth of penalties, so it actually won't be too big of a battle considering right now Choik is dropping down. Ruthful has 0 warnings, 0 penalties. Choik has 8 seconds worth of penalties, so he's dropping back to Ruthful is on the podium now, so it's a double AlphaTauri podium. And, might be able to sneak himself. Hold on, Fox. He has 3 seconds. He only has 3 seconds, so if he can overtake Choik as soon as possible, and then try and close up 3 seconds to Fox, they can get an AlphaTauri 1-2 here. It's not out of the window, but it's going to be difficult. At the back here is Savy and Bentkoi, who are close to each other. 6 laps to go. Just about. Oh, oh god, a little bit of lag there, Bentkoi. A little bit more lag. Okay, well, he's now coming under pressure of Miku, I guess. That's a big lag moment from him as he lags even again. I don't know what's going on with Bentkoi, but he just lost 6 seconds due to lag. Unfortunately for him. Maple now with a good recovery. As I say that, he goes wide and gets himself a 3 second. He made a good recovery. He was in P2. I guarantee you would have been up there. Alongside Choik and stuff, but he got spun out to turn 1, so really right now his best bet is to try and mitigate that gap as much as he possibly can. So he's going to want to get past John. I believe he's responsible for spinning him out at the start. I could be wrong though. John goes out wide, he explores track limits. And at the front, there seems to be a bit of action going on as well. I'm not sure what's going on. Yellow flags. That DS is spun. Hey, someone else is spun is or not GC Fungus, but is side by side with Savy and GC Fungus. As a DS comes back on track now, it's the pedal to the metal and goes. And where's that? There's a racing point at the back. Oh, he's being lapped. Rip. Board a bit. And we'll go on board with Maple for a bit. See if he can catch up to John. He's making good inroads. However, he's not able to get close enough to a dive bomb or overtake. Alright, another spin at the back. I believe, a little bit. And John is catching out another yellow flag there. No one's there. It's a bit of a lockup there Maple has, but lap 24. I think there's a bit of action going on here. Ruth, oh goodness, they've caught up to Fox quite significantly actually. Haven't noticed the gap, but now Ruthful can actually quite easily get a 1-2 here for AlphaTauri. Has a bit of a squeeze there. He wasn't expecting him to go there, but Ruthful gets the move done, or does he? He does. So now Ruthful only has the person in front of him, and then can get a 1-2 here for the AlphaTauri boys. And I know he's close, but I need to check Pixel. Pixel only has the one warning as well, so neither AlphaTauri drivers have a penalty, meaning that he can't capitalize if there is if his teammate does have a penalty. He doesn't, but he might be able to capitalize if he can make up 13 seconds in just over 3 laps. As Fox gets a bad line through there, and rear end loss as well makes that he won't be able to get him anytime soon. So it's a 1-2 for AlphaTauri now as things stand. It might just stay like that, you know. Now we have to see would Choik be able to get himself back onto the podium. He has 8 seconds. Fox only has 3. So as long as he can get in front of him and then make up, I believe, 5 seconds, he will keep his podium. It's not looking likely. Savy and GC Fungus at the back, I know, are fighting. They're fighting quite close. Oh god, we have the glitch. We have the freaking smoke glitch as well. I didn't even know that was a thing until today. It is apparently. And Savy tries to use his overtake as Maple loses the back end, I think. And Hugh's capitalized. I don't know if he's lost the back end, but he has lost time. And penultimate lap of this race, which Troy seems quite lively on the back of Fox. So that his time is mitigating. Fox loses the back end as well. Troy gets himself another 3 seconds, so now he has 9 seconds worth, or actually more, he has 11 seconds worth of time penalties. So it's difficult for him. Pixel about to start his funnel up now. Rithwell actually closed up quite a bit. Not gonna lie. Someone lost the back end there. The Savvy again, who has spun in this race. So much so he's actually lost his front wing. So he is now officially outside of the points, and that's going to hurt more. Getting outside the points, that's going to hurt. But Panicoy now fighting for the smaller position, trying to get himself P8 in this race. I was all over the back of him, but someone who was all over the back. Jesus, and Schweik got a little too eager on the throw there. Really has no more ERS, and either of them have a lot of ERS to play with to try and get a last lap overtake. But even if he does get a last lap overtake, I don't think he'll be winning the fight. Let's see, Fox has 3 seconds, and Troy, with the 11 seconds we've talked about, so really this is just for who can finish third on track. Is that both using overtake button? I believe Fox has more, but he's not using it anymore. He chooses not to use it anymore. He knows that Troy doesn't have much ERS left, as Panicoy gets the move done on Jesus Fungus for P8. So Jesus Fungus will try and chase that back. That he'll be able to, though. He's going on the grid. Savvy boxes. Doesn't box, he actually chooses to stay out and finish the race the way he has. But looking at the front, Pixel with the really quiet race. Haven't seen him much. He just started on the mediums, went as long as he could, put on the intermediates, and ran away with that big gap he had. But now he's going to come across the line now, and as Fox actually spins on the right, but Pixel is going to come across the line to win the French Grand Prix. Congratulations, Pixel. And to make it all that much sweeter, Ruthful comes across the line P2 after a spin and accident at the start, meaning that there's a 1-2 for AlphaTauri. That is great stuff. There's a visual glitch, and never mind. Choik actually gets third, but actually he might have actually gotten third here because Fox's spin. He hasn't. Oh, he lost it by 0.2 of a second. John comes home in P6, and Hugh jumps him to P5. John actually loses another position to Maple. It's in P6. Maple, good recovery drive. Hugh, unfortunate for him, he was leading majority of this, but Choik wins the battle out of those three that we saw at the start. Panicoy comes across the line to finish P8. Jesus Fungus P9, and DS to round off the top 10 in this Grand Prix. Oh, he actually gets P9, and Jesus Fungus gets dropped down to P10. Futuristic with a quiet race as well, actually spins across the line. Will he be able to actually keep his P11? He will. Futuristic P11 comes across the line now in the first Red Bull, and Paul D actually gets P12. Futuristic with best of rest, and Savvy disappointing race for him. He did good, and yeah, well, spun a few times. It got into a bit of accidents. And yeah, that was your race. So I enjoy that. It was definitely added a nice spice to the end. Fox Sketch Driver of the Day, well deserved. You started, I believe, somewhere near the back, and got P4 at the end. That could be checked by the stewards as. Oh no, he got P3 in the end. My bad. So Fox, I believe, with his first podium that I've seen, I've commentated on at least. So big congratulations to him. And congratulations to 2 Alpha Tire boys. Get themselves a 1-2. And right, so that is your grid. Finishing off what I mentioned earlier. Kiki Hunter 14th, and then Milan 15th. Skin Tony P16, Miku, and Poofy Waffles hasn't finished the race. So that's been your grid, and hope you enjoyed this race. I did. And I'll